What? It's already on Netflix.
What?
It's already on Netflix. Godzilla.
I want to talk about.
You're talking about Deadpool. Oh, okay.
Oh, Deadpool Wolverine, which
JD's trying to watch Rebel Moon.
We stayed away from Rebel Moon.
Listen, I can't help myself. You
know, Rebel Moon does not happen. Rebel Moon does not happen. But this is happening. I think a lot of people have seen Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah. When you know, it hits number 6 all time
in a week.
Box office opening weekend.
Oh, that's its opening weekend. Oh, okay, got it.
That's its opening weekend. Yes.
Yeah, I think it should be over 500 million by now.
So domestically, it's up there, but excuse me, internationally, it's up there. But this is as of Sunday night. As of Monday, it was at like 243 million.
Yeah.
So it's up there. And guys, out of the top 10 box office opening weekends, eight of them are Disney. One is Marvel adjacent, Sony with Spider-Man No Way Home in the number 2 spot at 260 million. But the other one is Paramount with Jurassic World. 208 million. Disney's killing it. Out of the top 20, Disney has like
hold on. Disney used to kill it. Those movies are like 5 plus 10 years old now. So they haven't killed it in a long, long time.
I understand they're 5 to 10 years old, but you know what? Nothing in those 5 to 10 years has surpassed.
No, I agree. Yeah, no.
Endgame?
The movies as a whole have shit the bed in the last 5 years easily. Part of that was COVID problems, and there's circumstances, but but I mean Disney is I mean just look at the list. Outside of that, again, that was a Sony, not a Disney one. Outside of that, it's like nothing is hitting anymore.
Right. You got Barbie breaking the top 20.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Harry Potter breaking the top 20.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Avatar. Everybody was talking about the big Avatar Way of Water. You know, that's top 41 for opening box office weekends.
Yeah,
right. But
Avatar
I mean,
it's one of those movies that has legs. It stays around forever.
It did. It had legs and it had a high price point.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, people were buying in at the
because you had that 3D ticket and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, but you noticed the thing with the second Avatar, same with the first one. It's here and it's gone. Like nobody talks about those movies. Like the merchandise is almost zero.
Yeah, Avatar is a wild scam. I believe this is a totally wild scam. Like there are definitely like tickets being purchased in the millions by like James Cameron to be like, look at my movie. Like, it is a wild scam. I cannot believe.
Here's something I will tell you. I don't know how many of you have ever been to Disney World in Orlando. The ride is incredible.
Jurassic World?
Not Jurassic World. The Avatar.
Oh, I didn't even know there was an Avatar. This is how much Avatar means nothing to society. Is I didn't even know there was an Avatar.
No, it's an awesome ride.
Right. They just had a game.
We got somebody else joining in just as early as you guys are. So I wanna bring him in to be part of this conversation because we're in the thick of it already so early on. Right?
In the thick of it.
What's up, Ryan?
Damn technical issues for the IT guy. What's up, fellas?
Yeah, so there was a game release, Avatar game. Was it PlayStation exclusive or something? Nothing.
No, it was everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it doesn't stay around. Like I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
You know, my movie theater had no popcorn bucket. I mean, no promo popcorn bucket at all.
Yeah, that was AMC. You had to order ahead of time.
Really?
Yeah, and even at my showing, which was Friday morning, they were all gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
The employees probably snatched them up, selling them on eBay.
Yeah.
Or doing unspeakable things to them in the back.
That just throws me out, dude.
So at your theaters, when you go to the auditorium, does it have the name of the movie on the marquee anymore?
There's no marquees at the theaters I go to. Yeah.
There's no marquee.
I heard that they don't want to pay for that anymore, so they just like erased it. They're always
for me,
wait,
my theaters are always indoors, so like they're in malls or
wait, the name of the movie on the marquee or the name of the
name of the movie on the marquees aren't. So when you go,
remember they used to have the marquee thing.
The marquees they're all blank now.
Well, the ones on 42nd Street, they're digital.
Mm-hmm.
So they're constantly changing. You know what I mean? But they're digital. So
they're digital at the AMC's, but they're all blank. Every single one of them is blank.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I mean, I had thought that heard that they didn't want to pay for it anymore. Maybe that stops people from sneaking the movies. I don't know. They're all just like, it's a surprise, I guess.
No, I mean, I know of a couple of old school movie theaters that still have that triangle, cone marquee where they put the letters in by hand with the
this is all it's a scrolling digital thing where it shows the movie, the time, and then the rating. They're all blank at the AMC.
Really? That's weird. How ghetto is the movie theater you go to?
I mean, it's like I won't say it's the second. It's not third. Like no, take that back. It's like the fourth or fifth biggest one here because they just built 2 new ones.
Gotcha.
And the one's a Regal, one's a Cinemark. So I don't.
Gotcha.
Well, that's your problem right there. You need an AMC.
Yeah.
Well, all the other ones are further away from me. Like I can get like to the theater with AMC in like 20 minutes. The other ones are like hours away.
I've been hitting Showcase Cinemas. They're a New England franchise, but whatchamacallit, I'm always getting seats there. Carlos, what's up? Eric, what's doing, brother? Thank you for showing up.
Yeah,
but I want to pull up some of the other. I want to pull up very quickly some of the other movies that are in this top 10 opening weekend, guys. Really quickly, when we look at this,
that Lion King, is that the original animated or is that
that's the remake?
No, that's the live action one, 2019.
Live action remake.
Live action, it's animated. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Well, live action backgrounds.
Well, there's one live action shot in the movie, and then the rest of it's all
the rest of it is animated. Okay.
Right. Well, no, then that pulls it out of the category, so then they can say that Inside Out 2, if it ever overtakes it. So Inside Out 2 is now the highest grossing animated movie of all time, even though The Lion King is technically animated.
Really?
It has one live shot, so it's no longer animated. Just like Roger Rabbit is not considered animated.
Right. Okay, so look at this over here. We got Incredibles number 2 in the 13th spot. All right, isn't that animated? It's CG.
Yeah, it is animated,
and it's coming before Inside Out 2, and this is as of August 2nd.
No, those aren't open. That's opening, right? I mean, no.
Scroll. You're talking about
scroll up. This is not. Yeah.
Okay, so no, I got this.
No, I got this. It should be down. Where's down further? Where's Inside Out 2?
We're gonna be traveling.
This is just opening. It's listed by opening.
This is opening, but then total grosses on the right hand side, right? And it's not in order. So some of them, so if you look at over here, Captain America: Civil War, its total gross is lower.
Yeah,
than Star Wars, right? So here we go. Dark Knight Rises.
Inside Out 2. There you go.
Here we go. Inside Out 2, $620 million. It's all-time gross,
right?
Yeah, it's still rolling. So I mean, it should be over Incredibles 2 then for gross.
I don't know. Yeah. All right, yeah, because 608.
Yep.
And then 620. Okay, so it is in the number 1 spot. But I want to go through this again. Look at the far right-hand side, guys. All right. Disney. Are
you gonna move in with them?
Listen, let me explain to you how little that means, Jay.
Please,
as a stockholder, let me tell you how little that shit means.
Go.
Precisely shit, because the stock it hit an all-time high right before COVID at about $200 and some odd dollars. It is now below $100, has been below $100 for years. I mean, it's to the point where they're kicking people out. You know, the company is a disaster right now. So again, what we're talking about here is most of this stuff is 5 to 10 years old in most cases.
Okay,
and
let me look at this again. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, brother. No, that's it. I mean, it just doesn't mean shit. You know, you've got to
22, 21, 19, 24. Okay, you're close. Yeah, because the 24 is the only one that's
the current one. Sure. Yeah.
Right.
But everything else is basically right around COVID time, right before COVID, happened.
What was the first big movie after COVID? What was the one that was supposed to get everybody
Jurassic World, maybe?
Oh, what?
No,
Jurassic World?
Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man. No Way Home.
Wasn't it Spider-Man or Doctor Strange?
Well, Doctor Strange is up here.
Doctor Strange was a couple of years after
It's
COVID.
in the number 12 spot.
22.
What's the year?
22. May 6th.
Spider-Man was in the 2021, right?
No Way Home was 21.
Yeah,
so that was
December.
before that.
So maybe it was that, yeah.
Maybe it was that, right?
Yeah, December 2021. That was when everything was starting to go back to normal.
Yeah, the theater I went to see that it was packed. We were shoulder to shoulder in there, and I kind of regretted it.
Mm-hmm. But then, I mean, this is no accounting for taste because Love and Thunder's up there in the 35 spot, right? That is a definite product of.
Well,
but that was also that was also sort of coming back in. People understand Thor. It got a big opening weekend, but then it did nothing. Love and Thunder did 343 million.
Right.
That's not exactly a great, run in that regard. I mean, that movie crapped right out.
Right.
As it should have.
Listen, it has the best version of Zeus I've ever seen. That's the
one in
dude.
Hercules.
When I want a bagel, that's the dude that serves me, bro.
Out.
Here we go. Deadpool and Deadpool 2 both make the top 4.
But thinking about it from the stock perspective is that even though their stock is kind of trash right now, I bet Warner would be in that position because their stock is garbage, straight garbage.
Well, and what's the first Warner movie in the top?
It'll never recover.
Dark Knight, probably.
Excuse me. Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
12 years ago.
Part 2. Right? Mm-hmm. Opening weekend, 169 with a full gross of 381. Barbie has a bigger gross, 636.
Well, I mean, and that's why you're getting more Harry Potter stuff because it's a recognizable brand and they can make money off of.
Okay, but are we going to get more Barbie stuff? I would say Barbie's more recognizable than Harry Potter.
There's no way they're not going to redo something that made over $600 million. You're going to see Barbie sequels coming full throttle. And
remember, this is domestic. This doesn't even worldwide because Barbie did $1 billion.
Yeah. Well, no, this is total gross.
Yeah, but it's not.
That's just states.
This is all time.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not worldwide. It's not international.
You have to hit over overall.
Here we go. Worldwide.
Well, that's just this year.
2024 worldwide. Shit.
It's like that 2024. See if you hit all time.
But I mean, even
this is drop down. This is drop down in the
top 5.
Go back, Jay.
Oh.
On the left, above rank. Lower. Oh my God. Click worldwide.
Can you tell I don't know how to set a D?
You drinking again? Right, what the hell?
Does it have an all time?
No, 2024.
That's just by year. Yeah, I don't think it shows you the worldwide.
Well, you can put 2023, and then you'll see Barbie.
Go to the numbers.
Yep, you're right. Barbie's up there. Holy shit! Mario made $1.3 billion.
Yo, man, that was a fun movie.
I liked it. I didn't know it made that much.
And it probably would have made more if it didn't go to streaming so quickly, because it only took like 45 days to go to streaming. It didn't take that long.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So this is just fucking crazy. I want to also say that, Deadpool broke a few records. Right. Number 6 all time. Right. But this is the highest grossing X-Men movie ever at the domestic box office as of Monday, July 30th, eclipsing the stateside take of 2006's X-Men: The Last Stand.
I mean, that's freaking nuts that it overtook the whole entire gross of one movie in a weekend.
Yeah.
Is it an X-Men movie though?
It's an X-Men spin-off.
Last Stand is terrible. Why are we comparing anything to Last Stand?
It is terrible. But look at the promo image, right? The swords are crossing in the form of the X.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. The imagery's there.
And the Last Stand made us that much money because it was coming off the goodwill of X2.
That's true.
So they weren't able to carry that momentum forward, and then they just dropped Singer and went with Matthew Vaughn for the next movie. And then dropped Matthew Vaughn.
Well, Singer shot himself in the foot there. But that's another story.
Well, no, they brought him back after Matthew Vaughn did First Class.
They did.
It was Days of Future Past. Was the next
I'm sorry.
movie. Yeah.
I thought his incident was.
No, that was after.
They came later. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was when he was doing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Gotcha. Okay. So then another thing is, this is the first Fox MCU movie, right? And it helped to put the MCU over, making it the 34th title, and it's a $30 billion franchise, man.
Yeah, not Fox anymore.
20th.
Right? And then this is the 34th consecutive MCU release to debut at number 1. So each one, whether we think it's shitty or not, has hit number 1 in the box office its opening weekend.
Well, sure. That's the goodwill that Marvin talked about, right? Everybody's wanting something to be good, but then you have things like Love and Thunder that just crap out after the first weekend.
Right. Now, personally, I don't think Deadpool is that great of a movie. Deadpool Wolverine. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was worth my money.
It's not a great movie, but what it is it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. And that's all it has to be.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because I hate Deadpool. I hated the first 2 movies. Like, I was borderline, like, I'm not watching this shit. And I only watched it because I was at people's houses and they were playing it. So I'm like, fine, whatever. So I saw it just because I was like, all right, this is what I do now is I watch movies and I do reviews. So I'm like, all right, I go see it. And I still hate Deadpool, the character. It still drives me batshit crazy. But Hugh Jackman and Wolverine was able to ground that shit out a little bit to where it's like tolerable. And I was entertained. That was really all it was. And I was genuinely surprised by the cameos. I don't know how many spoilers we want to drop, but I was genuinely surprised by the cameos that came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make
so
sure
that's hard to do, right? Like it's hard to fool me because I can watch this shit happening and tell you what's going on by the trailer. So that was really good. I love that. I think a lot of the people that struggle with this movie had expectations of it beyond what it was, right? In their mind, they were like, we're going to get the X-Men. We're going to get this thread, this direct connection into the, who's coming next in the X-Men universe, blah, 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 blah. But all this movie is, for those that are watching and haven't seen it, this might help you. All this movie is a tribute to 25 years of Fox and all their stuff. X-Men and all the other movies and so on. It's just a thank you for getting us here with these franchises, and we'll take it from here, guys. And because that the movie exists in that box, it's super easy to just let shit run wild and not worry about how it connects to everything else. Yes, it has the TVA and all that kind of stuff, but even in that context, it's so loose to all of the other stuff that it can kind of focus on itself and just be what it is.
I think that's exactly why they put it where it was. They put it in the void so that they could do that, sandbox of all the crap that has existed for the last 25 years. And this is not necessarily a spoiler, but I think from here on out, we're probably going to get into spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, stop watching, come back and watch the rest of this. And
we need the views. We need the views. No, don't stop watching.
Or get spoiled.
Stop watching now. Go see the movie. We're going to mess it up for you.
Go watch the movie and come back. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to watch it. We're going to catch it on the replay.
You've had a week. We're talking about it.
Yeah. There's like a we've all seen, there's a mid-credit scene that kind of, it attests to exactly this, that it's basically a tribute. A thank you, a send off to the box.
The right where we saw the outtakes,
the mid credit scene. Yeah.
I think what's a really nice tribute, what comes full circle, is finding out that Kevin Feige was there on Hugh Jackman's original test screening, right? So when he first sat down,
right?
Yeah, he was behind Lauren Schuler Donner, the lady who was trying to.
Talking about that point, I think that everybody owes a great thanks to Tom Cruise for overrunning Mission Impossible 2. So Duke Ray Scott could not be Wolverine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So everyone, thank Tom Cruise.
Thank you.
Hugh Jackman being
thank you, Tom Cruise, because I do not think Mr. Scott would have brought out what Hugh Jackman did.
I don't even know who that is. What else has he been in? Who was in Mission Impossible 2?
He was the villain in Mission Impossible 2.
The other
he was the father in Taken 3.
Wait, who was in Mission Impossible 2?
He was the villain.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Don't know any of this. But I didn't know who Hugh Jackman was either. I think that was one of the advantages, is that no one knew who the fuck Hugh Jackman was. Yeah. So he could just kind of come in with no expectation. Well, I mean, some expectation.
He said that he thought that he had lost. He wasn't going to get the spot, and then Kevin Feige took him out to eat. And I think they offered him the next day. But yeah, Duke Ray Scott was originally cast as Wolverine in the first next movie.
I mean, there were two people ahead of him that were going to get the thing, and neither of them.
Who's the other one?
I can't recall, but there were two. He was talking about how there were two people that were ahead of him, and neither of them could take it, and so
because Glenn Danzig always said he was up for it, but it's only been
that wasn't him.
By Glenn Danzig, nobody else.
I was up for it too, but
right?
Like, who cares what he said? I'm making sure.
Yeah, so
I wonder who this other one was. That would be great.
They overran like 2 weeks in filming, and Duke Ray.
It was more than that. It was more than that.
Was it? It was more than that. 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah,
it was more.
He had to drop out, and even back then, people were like, "Thank God."
So we gotta thank him for giving us Hugh Jackman, and we gotta thank him for killing the Snyderverse. Right, because if it wasn't for the mustachioed Superman, we'd still have the Snyderverse going right now.
Tom Cruise is out here just doing
thank
stuff.
you, Tom. He has been helping comic book movies, whether he likes it or not. Thank you, Uncle Cruise.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I like Maverick even better.
Danny DeVito was always rumored, along with the guy from Roger Rabbit. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Bob Hoskins. But again, those were never confirmed, brother. That was
Wolverine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. 100%. I remember hearing Bob Hoskins. I don't know.
What was he? He was like 50 something, 60 something already, wasn't he?
Yeah. But this was. We're thinking as fans, right? The executives are thinking as dollar draws,
right? Who can
and he's still up there at that point with Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Well, right, a 1980s movie in the early 1990s.
Jack Black was on the list for Green Lantern. So
Jack Black was. I think the script is out there too.
Yeah.
That's
all. Not forget about Nicolas Cage as Superman. So
I mean,
that happened. That finally
we got to see that.
Yeah. He was an action star, right? So
that's
Superman and the giant spider.
Oh, yeah, that was going to be filmed here in Pittsburgh. They were going to film it here in Pittsburgh, and then they canceled it. And then people were like, "Thank God." That's another one. They were like, "Yo, God, thank you." Nobody wanted to see that.
The Superman stuff. Speaking of moving on from Snyder, there was nothing said about it at San Diego Comic-Con. Yet they wrapped filming this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said that they didn't have anything really ready to go. Plus, now did they, because they did have the what the fuck is it called? Creature Commando trailer came out. They didn't talk about that at con?
They did talk about it.
Because that's the first thing. That's like November or December or something.
Right. They talked about that at the con, and they talked about the new Batman series.
Oh my god,
That
that's
was-
so bad.
That was the best thing that came out of 52. So
Really?
Well, the Creature
Amazon Prime series?
Yeah, that Prime thing. It's like, dude, I'm watching leftover stories from the first animated series. Like, what the fuck is this? You're just telling me the same stories with the same backgrounds of these characters with massive race swapping across the entire thing.
It's supposed to be the 40s now, right? That's the
it's earlier. It's earlier Batman, yeah. But you watch it and you're still like, this is just off. This is like I got Batman the animated series from Wish. Like, what is going on? These voices are. This animation is okay, but it's not like
you couldn't go Temu. You had to go Wish.
It's Wish. Man. It's Wish.
Isn't it the same?
Because you wish you didn't watch it.
The same producer though? Didn't he come back?
It is. It's Bruce Timm. I mean, there's a huge run of names in here, right?
It's Bruce Timm and
but
someone
those guys
who wrote the Batman comic series, right?
Yeah, but those guys are clearly stuck in a box. And it's the original, like, hey, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that same but do it a little bit differently.
I wonder if it was Amazon though that came to him with a truck full of money.
No. It was getting scrapped.
Make that show again. It
was supposed to be for HBO Max, and HBO Max pulled the plug on it, but they had already invested money and into a certain amount of episodes, and Amazon, finished the contract. Will we get a season 2 out of it? I don't know.
I mean, it would have been. It came out too close to X-Men '97 to try to ride its coattails, right? Because it would have had to been in production while X-Men '97 was in production, and they wouldn't have known how hard X-Men '97 hit before they started. So it must have just been some. I mean,
I've been hearing about it. I've been hearing about it for the last 2 years because Mark Bernardin is one of the writers on it, and I've been listening to the podcast with him and Kevin Smith.
They were trying for a while. It's not something they were trying to capitalize on nostalgia. But I mean, I like Batman. I'm sad to hear that it sucks.
Well, I mean, you might like it. I'm just telling you that I gave it a try last night, and I was the first episode. I'm like, motherfucker, what am I looking at? And so I skipped ahead. Second episode is Clayface. Third episode is Catwoman. But I couldn't even finish it. I got like to the point where Catwoman actually is Catwoman, like in the costume, and she's just wearing the purple dress from, Now, so it's like just from a design sense, it doesn't work. It's such a bland visual of everything that I was like, dude, I'm done. I can't even. I wanted the Catwoman episode, give it to me, and then that's where I stopped.
So let me ask you this real quick: is this made for people who enjoyed the first one, or is it made for the next generation? Just like we have these trilogies in Star Wars that everybody hates because they're not made for them. I want to remind you guys of that. Star Wars movies and shows are not for you.
I don't know.
Batman show not for us.
I don't know what new audience is looking for a 1940s Batman story.
Oh, it's set back then.
Yeah. Like it's old school cars and like kids are going to watch this and be like, why doesn't he have like a cell phone to like do things? Like, it's not going to make sense to a new audience, right? So I think it is aimed at us to a degree, and I think we're supposed to feel that nostalgia, right? Like a year one Batman, it is in that regard because they are dealing with like Batman is a vigilante. You still have you're going back to all the old tropes. It's, oh my God, can we trust him or can we not trust him? And it's just like, dude, we've been here like way too many times to like tell me this again with just sort of a general, filter put over the characters that we already understand.
Well, here's a thing for you. So you've had about like in the movie 6 appearances of Batman without the appearance of any Batman family characters. So you're still dealing with a character that is some lonely guy in a big house with it's empty with just him and his butler.
Sure.
So the show is that too. So it's just him, the butler, and so you're just continuing this thing of not showing that he has a family that's out there that they need to introduce into these mythos again. Like it's just like embrace these characters.
Yeah, it's a very like everything's just gang related. It's like, oh, there's some gang, there's a gang. Oh, hey, there's a gang, there's some gangs again. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Batman's been fighting gangs in Gotham City for like 80 years. This is the worst superhero ever that he can't clean up gang problems in 80 years in the city.
Right.
Like,
well,
get this guy out.
Isn't that the joke? Because instead of giving this money to help people in the city, he's just going out and punching people in the face and putting them in the hospital.
That's the meme. They're like, rich man, listen, how can I help? Should I donate a lot of my money and give resources to the poor? Nah, I'm just gonna throw on a fucking suit and.
Well, you know, dude, when you for me, when I break down,
give everybody a job,
right?
Yeah, right.
See, he can't though, because no matter how old Bruce Wayne gets, he's locked in as that little kid who saw his parents killed right in front of him, and he's gonna take out that anger on anyone he sees.
He should jump off a fucking bridge.
Well, he does. He does.
No,
But then he got the rope that
just let it go. I mean, I'm just head first right in the concrete.
Let it go.
It's been 30 years, man. Come on, get on with it.
All right. So,
as far as I'm concerned, he's been trying to murder himself for years. It's just nobody's been good enough to do it.
They didn't show the death of his parents, but they dwelled on it hard in the Catwoman episode.
Yeah,
it was a big like connecting moment with him and Selena. She was like, "Oh, we're both like orphans," and blah,
I mean,
blah,
they'll show it in if there's a second season, I guarantee you'll show it because they can't go without like in every iteration of Batman, going back years to every comic, every game, every movie, they've either alluded to it, showed it, or talked about it in every one.
Well, this is why I think it has to be for a new audience, right? Because as much as we love the story and that part of it, whatever, it can be changed slightly or given a different taste. Like, how many times are they going to pitch that same story to the fans of the franchise, right, or the fans of that character?
Well, I mean,
that's why I feel like it has to be for a new audience.
Repackaging something and selling it to somebody else. It's the same
right,
thing.
But you got
they have to be selling it to somebody else.
Sure,
right?
But who the hell are they selling a 1940s Batman to?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the point. Like, like when they did the Batman, remember that one with like the Batwave and stuff? Like that was like an advancement of the character from out of that 90s thing, which was still based in like the 50s, into a more technological Batman and so on. So today we live in a time when, there's technology everywhere. There's phones. There's cameras on the streets. Like, why don't we have that Batman? Why aren't we seeing Batman in a time that relates to this younger audience that is the quote unquote new audience? Because if the new audience is the boomers from the 40s, they're all dead, right, buddy. Like they're not watching Amazon. Sorry. So my question would be, like, as always, who is it for? Who is it for? And I don't have an answer for it.
I don't even think this is for I think this is just they grabbed this from Warner to fill a gap. Boys are over. Invincible's not ready.
Yeah,
we need something to fill a gap in before we can get to our stuff that we really want to show people. Amazon doesn't have anything new right now, so they're going to get beat down by Disney or Netflix with new product. They don't have anything, a new show. They don't have Fallout. They don't have Invincible. They don't have The Boys to show right now. So until they get to that new stuff, this is what they had to fill a gap, because that gap would have been filled by Gen V season 2, where they had to stop filming that. Now they just restarted it. So they don't have anything. So this is just fill a gap. We don't care, whatever. We paid $50 for it. Who cares?
And they're fast tracking season 2 of Fallout too. I mean, like,
right, yeah, right. They don't have a choice because they have gaps to fill. They don't have any new shows.
What about the Jack Ryan season 3 or the what's that one?
Jack Ryan season 3 came out. There's no more Jack Ryan.
He's talking about the other one.
Jack Reacher.
Reacher, yes. Sorry,
Reacher. Yeah, no, that was being filmed when season 2 was airing. Mm-hmm. So
by the time the Batman's done, they'll probably have that ready.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully. And they are doing animated stuff. Besides the Batman thing, they're doing their fantasy thing. What, Vox Machina, and there's another. There's another.
Well, they're doing Invincible, right? What is there another? When's the next season that's coming out?
Next year,
probably not till next year.
Well, Lord of the Rings is the end of this month, right? Yeah. So,
like, who cares?
Right. Well, that's you're just filling the gap. If Batman was there,
100 million
gap. Lord of the Rings.
100 million per episode. You think this season
Vox
2?
is good. Vox is good, man.
I just couldn't get into it. I tried. The animation looks nice,
It's
but
great.
Honestly, the Lord of the Rings show, it's the best looking show of all time. Just production quality.
It looks.
Are you
good.
kidding me?
It looks good. And to say it's the
point.
best looking shit, I would say it's the best.
Yeah, it is literally as far as production quality. I'm not talking about
on Amazon or anywhere else.
No, just Amazon. That show, you can see the $100 million they put into every episode.
Yeah, because
as far as it's entertaining, whatever. That's
for the stuff that it was produced. It looked better than Citadel. It looked better than Wheel of Time. It looked better than Carnival Row.
It just looked good. I'm not saying the show was good. It's largely forgettable, but it looked good.
Well, forgettable is being kind.
He said largely forgettable. Largely forgettable.
99, yeah, whatever.
It's like,
yeah. Well, somebody who's not forgettable popped up this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con and made quite a stir, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, God.
God damn it.
Oh, God. We got to talk about it.
Right.
The taboo topic, gentlemen.
So I'm gonna tell you why they did that, and why they did it when they did it. So you had Deadpool
because their stock price is shit.
Yeah. And you had momentum from Deadpool. This thing right here is going to be something that people are going to be talking about for the next year and a half before they even reveal anything about that movie.
They haven't even finished the script yet.
Yeah, there's going to be multiple articles written. There's going to be speculation, and it will never leave the newsstream, never, until a year and a half from now, when they reveal what actually is going on.
I think it was dumb to announce it during Deadpool weekend, though.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was to carry that momentum. You needed that momentum. You needed.
I don't think it's necessarily even carrying it. I think it had they announced it maybe this weekend or the following. I know that's San Diego Comic-Con, but maybe drop Deadpool before this because anything anybody was talking about that Sunday was this, right? Yeah. And how whether it was good or bad, whether you liked it or not.
This Saturday night, as we were signing off from the stream on Saturday.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, you guys didn't talk about this.
Talking about this.
Yeah.
You know?
Just marketing, man. Marketing.
That is marketing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, guys. I think this is the best move coming out of Marvel.
So, Jay, thumbs up or down? You think this is a good idea or bad idea?
I think it's a good idea because they're selling tickets. How are they going to play out the story? I don't know.
I don't know. But that's the thing. They're not selling any tickets yet.
No,
because it doesn't matter. I mean, if the movie's garbage, it's not going to matter.
They're making you aware of what is coming.
Yes.
Look. The best move they did was bring back the Russos. That's the best move they did.
And but they only brought back McFeely. They didn't bring back Marcus, the writer.
Well,
that's the other part of this square, man. That quadrant.
We'll see.
They didn't bring back Marcus and McFeely. They just brought back.
They might have somebody new in there. You never know. I say the Russos because at least we know they've done good movies.
Yeah, they've done good movies. Gray Man. I like Gray Man.
They've done good Marvel movies.
People didn't like Gray Man. I like Gray Man on Netflix.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the better Netflix direct movies.
But I think that's because of Ryan Gosling. Not necessarily because they did something special there. Like you could have told me that was directed by anybody. Like, do they have a signature that you can see in that movie? It was all right. It was a good action movie. Ryan Gosling held it.
Ryan Gosling got robbed of the Oscar. That's all I'm saying. Ken should have been the Oscar winner.
No, it would have been. They would have shut down the Oscars forever if that would have happened.
That's fine with me. I have no problem with that. Then we could say Ryan Gosling won the Oscar and shut down the entire event. Like that would have made it even better.
If it didn't shut down when Mercer Tomei won for My Cousin Vinny, then I'm still convinced that somebody read the wrong name on that.
Well, that happened with La La Land and Moonlighting, so who knows?
Well, so I want to get to this for a second. Anthony says, since he was killed off, the Marvel shows and movies have gone downhill. I feel one of the reasons they've gone downhill is because they didn't have the build-up, the momentum, right? Endgame was Endgame. It was it. That was it. Where the marketing said it was over. Yeah. They had to build from scratch again.
Yeah, but even building from scratch, they didn't follow their own template.
They did.
All they had to do was be like, okay, how do we do this again? Put this here, put this here, put this here. These connect. Put this here. These connect. Instead, they just went off on a tangent. Like, well, here's like 8 things that don't connect.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like people going to M. Night Shyamalan movies, right? We're like, hey, wait, where's the twist? Like, nope, there's no twist anymore. It's just like, motherfucker, we're here for your twists.
Right.
So
I mean, it was a money grab in a situation where they were just greenlighting things just cause. Like,
sure, yeah. Sure, and they did get the stumbling block of COVID, which blew shit up, and made everybody everybody was like, well, do we really need movies anymore anyway? And then they tried to come back with these things, and they ended up not being that great. But
the amount of money they were making after Endgame, they could not have reset and started that buildup again.
But they had to. They didn't have a choice.
Right.
But the thing is,
financially, they weren't going to make that choice.
But the thing
they were saying, we're making way too much money. We need to capitalize on all of this.
Right.
But
they didn't. That's the point. Like, there was no, like, Endgame came out.
Look,
I think the big issue has nothing. Look, the big issue that I think that they really had is that they were full of their own hubris, and they didn't think they could fail. And they think they could feed us anything they wanted, and they did, and they failed. And I think that's what happened. We just had bad quality movies, right?
I don't think they failed, though. This is
you don't think Eternals was a failure?
Eternals was a failure.
Did it make back its money?
I don't know. But I know it was a trash movie.
Hold on, but no. Wait a second. You can't tell me, you can't sit here and say, did it make back its money? And they're happy with that. When you just said that they're going to run through this $1 billion thing and try and keep momentum, they didn't at all. They threw it all out the door.
Momentum is different. What I'm saying is, you and I, all of us here, don't have the same metric for success that they do.
But making their money back is not what they're looking for.
Oh, absolutely, that's what they're looking for.
Oh yeah, they're looking to make their money and
some. No, they're looking for
one way to do it. You have to put out quality.
That's my point. That's my point.
But okay, if they're looking for profit and they only make their money back, that's not a success.
If they make $1 more, we're talking about profit.
No, that's not a success.
No, that's not
a success.
No way. $1 more, you bucket, bro.
You got to be running for.
I'm not saying that they needed to just make their money back. I'm saying if they're making any money at all, that is a positive. That is a literal positive.
But I agree. But in the case of like Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Eternals, what the fuck other pieces of trash did they put out? I don't know. Well, those movies didn't make much.
Black Widow. Don't knock Black Widow.
It's a bad movie and it did poorly.
I like
Black Widow. And you look at Thunderbolts right now, and Thunderbolts could almost be considered a Black Widow spinoff. Yeah. More so than a Captain America spinoff.
Sure.
Because you got more characters that came out of or established in the Black Widow movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I think that's exactly what it is. I don't think anybody's thinking it's a spinoff.
So I can't totally. I had this argument with somebody the other day. Black Widow almost broke the top 10 for me of Marvel movies.
It's a bad movie.
I don't think it is.
I can't remember it.
It was sold as a bad movie. They went into it, with 1 foot and 4 toes gone already, right? Because she was, you knew she was dead before the movie came out, so there were no stakes.
Well, I think that was part of the marketing problem too, because it was still a Black Widow movie. It was just the other Black Widow.
Yeah,
the whole point was to introduce the other one. And if they had marketed it that way, I think it might have caught a little more.
Was there any part of that part of her lawsuit, like that?
No. The lawsuit came from she was supposed to receive a piece of the gross, and when they streamed it, she was denied that. She lost out on X amount of dollars
because you had to pay to stream it.
It's been resolved, but now that her ex-husband Ryan Reynolds is the Marvel darling, I doubt she'll ever be back. See you again. Let me chime in because we got a bunch of people chiming into these comments. Thank you, everybody. Friday seems like a better day for us to talk than Saturday. We got some people.
Well, plus we're not talking about Kickstarters. We're just yelling at each other.
Exactly. We're yelling at the clouds.
Shut the hell up.
All right, we got Raphael. They announced RDJ becoming Dr. Doom to get more people to see Deadpool. No, not to see Deadpool. To see the other Avengers movies coming out.
That movie's making money no matter what.
Right, but a lot of actors that were carrying the franchise got tired. They were on 10-year contracts and were restricted from doing other projects. I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to chime in with something afterwards, David. The studio controlled their lives. Not really, but a large part of it. Black Widow came out right at the time it would have been better. Right, had it come out at the right time, it would have been better. I agree. Granda, what's up? Paige, let's go Star Trek. Paige. You're killing me there, Paige. You're killing me. Carlos,
let me fix my point of when we came out of Endgame. If there was all they had to do, I can't say all they needed to do, but what they needed to do to start over is create films that connected like they were doing the first time. Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, let these things be interconnecting pieces, right? And so when Shang-Chi came out, we got like a little bit, like the Abomination was in there, like who cares, right? Like it was still kind of its own thing. Yes, it connected back to Iron Man with the stupid what's his name?
And Doctor Strange too, right?
That guy. But it didn't lead to anything else. So the next movie I think was Black Widow. So clearly it didn't lead to that because Black Widow was its own thing and whatever. And then we went from that to I think the Eternals might have been next. Again, just this weird nothing, which could have been something because it was a worldwide storytelling, but it didn't again connect back at all. And even now we're only just getting to talk about the stupid hand and head sitting out of the frickin' ocean, 3 years later with this next Captain America movie.
Yeah,
so I just think that the template that they had with Cap and the original Avengers, they just kind of forgot that that's what we as the audience is sort of expecting. Like we want to go into Shang-Chi, have that last credit scene and be like, holy shit, like Ghost Rider's coming or, whatever it is. And then roll into that stuff. But none of those movies really were connected enough to drive people. To drive people, like into this new stage of Marvel stuff. And then all the TV shows came out, right? Moon Knight, whatever, She-Hulk, whatever, Werewolf by Night, again, just a lot of bizarrely unconnected things. Versus like, hey, we've done this before. Let's see if we can do this sort of again while being able to drag in Doctor Strange, being able to drag in Guardians, being able to drag in Spider-Man.
In 5 years, Fantastic Four, which hasn't started shooting it or just started shooting. Maybe
they had enough to have a trailer at Con,
right? We have the Avengers. What is it called before
Doomsday.
The Secret Wars? Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday, which has not. We haven't heard whether the script has been finished yet.
That's a fucking bar napkin. I guarantee you, the last 3 months. That's a bar napkin movie idea.
I think some people were working during the script during the writer's strike. That's
yeah, but that's
but remember, this used to be Kang Dynasty, and that's now
this was Kang Dynasty. Some adjustments, but again,
Kang dropped.
All we know about is this guy, right? Downey Jr. Coming back. And maybe a bunch of second stringers, which is why they put Downey Jr. to sell it, because they know these other people are not draws. All right, they're not going to draw tickets.
We never touched on it when we went around.
But hold on, that's coming out in 2 years. We also got Falcon coming out. Captain America coming out in a few months. All right, Thunderbolts. Right? Who knows if we're ever going to get the one and only. Maybe secondary Blade.
Third. This would be the third Blade. Remember, there was a TV show. 3 Blades.
Yeah, but the third Blade. That's right. Do we count the TV show Blade? I don't know.
You have to, even though Wesley Snipes didn't. Oh, spoiler.
And then Avengers: Secret War, right? In 5 years.
Yeah.
So what's going to fill the gap? So I'm going to just go back on what
they announced 2 more. They announced 2 more movies.
Which ones?
Today. They're untitled movies.
Untitled movies.
Yeah.
But Secret Wars is coming out in 26.
Yeah. No,
sorry, 27. 27.
Yeah. 27.
Yeah. 36 is Doomsday.
Yeah, there's a movie after Doomsday and a movie after Secret Wars that they've slotted in with no title.
Okay. And who knows what's actually Blade?
How many
more shows that anything after Secret Wars will be X-Men?
There's
Feige has said that the next stage is, after probably, I'm assuming with Secret Wars, that'll be the mutant run.
The next stage of evolution of the MCU.
They messed up when they started doing Disney Plus spin-off shows. I don't think so. I think some of the Disney shows were good.
WandaVision.
Listen, Shang-Chi was supposed to expand to the Asian market. Yeah,
sure.
Can we give credit to the OG TV show that also got
Shield?
Well, yeah, like that one was fun, right? It was corny, but it was
fun. The first year, yeah, maybe after that it started going down. Logan was
they lined up major events and movies with the show, which was cool.
They tried to. When they said it wasn't part of the canon, why invest in a TV show anymore, right? So they shot themselves in the foot. I think. Carlos is agreeing with Tom. Carlos never allowed
Carlos knows what's up. Carlos knows what's up.
When Shang-Chi came out in comic book, and you had Agents of Atlas Tiger Division, okay, to expand the Asian market.
Also, don't forget about you got Daredevil.
The FF trailer at the con was created just for the event.
Yeah, they called it like a tone piece. They probably just used in background shots, and they didn't have any.
Those are pretty intense. I mean, did anybody here see that trailer? I saw it.
I want to see it. No.
It's
run it, Jay. Play it.
It's crazy good. I shouldn't say it's crazy good, but like the
visual
of it.
Copyright strike us. You're not making any money.
Yeah, but I don't get booted. Listen, I'm getting my most views right now.
It's
Twitter cut me off. Bro.
You're not getting booted.
This is what happens when you let me yell at people, Jay.
Copyright strike is not a boot.
Well, no, it's a leaked video. So
Daredevil Born Again TV series.
Yeah, it was a leaked video. I did not see it like full screen. It was a leaked.
So was the leaked video the piece where we had the thing at the dating game, or is that something else?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then you get Galactus at the end looking through the building.
I didn't know Galactus was looking into the building.
Yeah, you got Agatha show.
Galactus.
Agatha all along.
Yeah.
Agatha. So in 5 years, we're getting what they did in 10 previously, right?
Yep.
They're fast tracking a lot. Do you think they learned from the Phase 4 debacle, or you think they're scrambling?
They trimmed the fat. I mean, some stuff had to have gotten canceled. There had to be some stuff.
I think he's been put on notice.
Yeah,
but that's
who's been put on notice? Yeah, they talked about having like 3 movies and like 2 shows every year, and now like that's it. Where it used to be like 4 movies, maybe 5 even. Like they were just churning them out for a while, but now it's like, whoa, let's settle it down. Let's figure out what the hell we're doing. And
but do you think that so the quality dropping after Endgame, right? COVID hits, writer strike, and also this shit with Kang having them to have like a meeting like, listen, we're gonna have to change some things, not just because we're struggling, but also because now we can't even use this entire pipeline of stuff that we were gonna use.
Yeah, I think.
Well, that's why I feel like this whole Russo thing coming back, like this was after Kang, obviously.
Yes,
right. I think they learned Kang was not a draw.
That Loki season 2 coming out.
He didn't sell in the Ant-Man movie, and he didn't bring views.
I don't think that was his fault, though. I don't think that was his fault. I think that was just a bad movie.
Sure,
right?
Yeah.
Everybody's been in a bad enough relationship.
Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna blame Paul Rudd. You know, like he has to act with the story that he's given. But Kang stuff was boring as hell.
Yeah, and they changed the ending of that movie too. The original ending, Ant-Man and Wasp would have been trapped in the quantum realm.
Right.
And Kang would have destroyed.
Which I think would have been a better movie.
They're out. Yeah, like
you start him coming out of prison, and you end his arc going into another prison, being trapped. I think that would have been great, full circle for him. But could he carry this cast going into the next 2 Avengers movies? No.
Cool.
No. You got
Kang. No.
You got Falcon, right? Maybe you got She-Hulk. You got maybe Shang-Chi. None of these guys are draws.
It's all B players. And to me, I mean, I know a lot of people come out and I just don't buy it, but they're like, oh my God, I love Kang. He's like, I'm just like, no, you don't. You don't even know who this fucker is.
Right.
Trust me, you don't know who this guy is. And don't tell me that he's your favorite bad guy. Like, come on.
They learned nothing.
Nothing real about that. And what we got with Kang, and again, I've had this discussion with other people. Again, I didn't watch the TV show. There may be more stuff that I don't know about, but just from a movie standpoint, this guy was dull. Not him like as the actor, but just like Kang as the storyline and what he's doing, and he got fucking crushed by ants, which makes me so happy that that's the end of him, is that he got eaten by the ants. That's so good, so good. It's a fitting finale. Just let that go away. Let us all remember the
That'll
ants.
be his end forever.
Yeah, that's it. He was eaten by ants. And now let's move on to Doctor Doom and Galactus and
Okay,
have
so
a real universe again.
Perfect.
Is it officially Doctor Doom, or is it the infamous Iron Man?
It's this guy. You know, it's whatever this is, but it's Doom-esque.
It's Doom-esque, but this is different.
So
this is capitalizing on the
variant?
sales. This is capitalizing on the sales of Superior Spider-Man, because that came out first and that was successful.
Yeah.
Right? And they try to replicate the formula with the infamous Iron Man.
Well, I mean, also next year you have a major event with Doctor Doom where it's called Doom Enslaves Them All or something like that. So that came out of San Diego too. It was announced the same day that they announced the RDJ thing.
See, but here Doom already got his roses, right? In the last Secret Wars epic from Marvel, right? The white costume Doom owned it all, right? He was it. He was
Battle World, yeah.
Right? He was king of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So are we going to get that Doom because we're going to get a Secret Wars movie? Are we going to get this Doom? Are we going to get a multiverse Doom like we were going to get the multiverse Kangs? What do you guys think we're going to get?
Secret Wars was a multiverse story.
Secret Wars was a multiverse story, but there was only one Doom in the Secret Wars story.
Right. Well, I mean, but if you really put your hands down on it, like there's more than one Doom just in the main storyline. Like he's got all those Doom bots.
Yeah,
So,
I
what if it's a Doom bot that just has the face of Tony Stark?
So this is my question. You guys obviously know more about the books than I do, right? So I'm coming at it from the average MCU watcher, average moviegoer. Will this be RDJ playing Doom with no connection to Iron Man and the MCU, or is this an Iron Man variant like you just showed?
I will take bets right now that this is going to be a Tony Stark variant that becomes Doom. That is my bet.
I think it works.
Let me be clear. I don't want that.
And I don't think it will be good either.
I don't want it at all.
All right, let's go around the room.
I have a sense that that's what it's going to be.
All right, that's your prediction.
Yeah.
Calderon, what do you think?
I don't care.
The Orca.
I mean, I seriously, I don't care. I want a good movie. I want a good movie.
I understand. I want a good movie too.
You know,
so which do you think? Which movie would be better?
So which movie is better for you?
Which I don't give a shit. Like, I just don't.
This is why we get shitty movies, Calderon, because you don't give a shit.
You don't answer the surveys.
Listen, fuck the surveys. They can just hire me.
You are part of the test screening.
But I mean, look. I mean, what's the difference? You know, it's all fucking.
The difference is going to be different for different people.
Anyway, what does it matter?
If you were making it, which one would you choose?
I would have never chosen RDJ to be.
All right,
Doom,
you didn't get to cast him. They cast him for you.
I think we all agree with that.
Then if that's the case, all right. If that's the case, if I only had the one choice and I had to do it, I would play him. I would make him. I would have it so that he's playing Doctor Doom straight. I would disfigure him. I would go with the original story that Jack Kirby and Stan Lee did. I would go with that story.
Okay.
See,
and
that's
he would
what
just be
here. There's a
totally detached from Tony Stark. It wouldn't be Tony Stark. He would just be him, the actor, playing a new character.
So the question though becomes, if let's assume that is what they're going to do.
We haven't gone around the room. Let's go around before we ask another question.
There you go.
Marvin.
I don't think you cast him in that part if he's not a time displaced Tony Stark who ended up in Latveria or whatever it's going to be, or it's like Doom is playing games and he has a Doom bot with his face that he just wants to screw with the Avengers with.
A red herring.
I don't think you bring him in and don't show his face. You're paying him a lot of money to play this part.
Yeah, right. 50 mil.
80, I heard 80.
I heard 80 too, yeah.
I heard it was 50 for the two.
Yeah. I heard 80.
I heard 80.
Yeah.
And a private
he probably gets a handful from the receipts like he did with Endgame. So
all right, so I agree with Marvin. You don't cover that face up, baby. You don't cover that face up. Ryan, what do you want?
I mean, I don't know enough about the stories to tell you which one would be better as far as like him being an Iron Man, but I think that's the only way it plays with the average moviegoer, is that he's some form of whatever Iron Man, Tony Stark that he was, maybe in a different universe or multiverse, whatever. Because I don't think it would work otherwise. I know he wants to play a villain, and apparently he's saying that this is like his dream is to now play a villain after playing a hero or whatever. But I don't think it works otherwise. Him playing straight, I don't think that works. So I think the only way they can go is, like I said, be an Iron Man variant or whatever the hell that thing you were just showing is. I don't necessarily think that that's going to be good, but I think that's the only way it will work.
Okay.
So the average person is going to show up and be like, "Hey, Iron Man's back." No, this is Doctor Who. Now you have to explain it.
So now is it a Tony Stark that never made it out of that cave?
Is there a Tony? Right, but if it is, then where do you get the name Doctor Doom from? Right, it only works coming out of Victor Von Doom. Now, is RDJ coming out of the Fantastic Four movie, or is he coming out of something else? If they just started shooting it this week, and we got him popping up before they started shooting it,
he will appear. I'll take another.
Probably a credit scene.
He'll appear in Fantastic Four as the end credits.
Yeah, most likely. Okay. They're going to put him on that same flight. They just put Pascal and the other of them on Sunday night to go and film his one little scene, and then he'll come back.
Okay. I think this plays out of that scene in Avengers 2 where he talked about, encasing the world. Right? What was that? I'm sorry, Tom.
Prima Nocta, where we talk about Prima Nocta. We're gonna have
we'll leave it Caligula out of this.
That was Age of Ultron,
right? But I think this plays out of that point where he wanted to case the world, right? And excuse me, it led to Thanos coming through when he didn't. Excuse me, and all of that, and we get the battle world. I do. Sure. Now, at what point does he become Doctor Doom? Does he start off as Iron Man and replace Doctor Doom? I think that happens. As opposed to the whole Superior Spider-Man, Doom taking over the body. I think a variant of Tony if it comes out of that Fantastic Four, takes over the Doctor Doom persona and does what he wants to do without fear of his peers or the other heroes getting in his way. Because he knows better. He showed us he knows better the entire time, right?
Well, he thinks he knows better. I mean, that's how you got Ultron too, right?
That's how you get Ultron. The best bad guys are the ones that think they're doing the things for the right reasons. Now, Tom, I'm sorry, before we went around the room, you had a question?
Never mind. Forget it. No, I was going to say, because Marvin said, the interesting thing, right, is are they going to take RDJ and then mess him up to be the Doctor Doom that's messed up, right? But if you're going to do that, then you don't need RDJ. There's no point in that because there's no facial value to it, right? So that's why I think it has to be a variant of Tony Stark in whatever storyline they're going to run. It has to be a variant of Tony, or like you had said, possibly a red herring where we've got a Tony Stark look-alike robot guy, but the problem with that is that we've already talked about him being in 2 movies, so it can't be that.
Right.
He has to be Doom in whatever function they give him to be Doom.
Right.
So I mean, going back to the one about the.
I gotta say, I'm sorry, Mark.
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead. You're good.
No, I was gonna say it would be funny though if they did bring in Tom Cruise as Iron Man while he was playing Doctor Doom. That would be funny. I would accept that.
That's fucking great. That would be fucking great.
The 1960 thing it's a different. It's not the 616 is a different universe.
Yeah, it's still another universe.
It's set in the 1960s.
Yeah.
And
see, that's the problem. That's the thing where we are, right? Is the multiverse is forever now, and they can do anything they want, put it anywhere they want, design it any way they want, and we're just supposed to be like, all right, whatever. So this is going to be
the collapse.
What's that again?
I said that's the point of Secret Wars is everything could then collapse.
Sure, right, exactly. Yes. And so hopefully, let's fingers crossed when they get to Secret Wars, shit finally just streamlines and we come out the other end with the X-Men and we can just enjoy ourselves again.
Mm-hmm. And I thought I heard also that the Galactus in Fantastic Four is like a Nexus being that he just exists. There's not multiple Galactuses like American Chavez is. There's only one American Chavez in the multiverse.
Okay.
You mean this kind of Galactus?
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I'll tell you, for making a trailer just for the sake of making a trailer, the Galactus looked really fucking good.
Yeah.
You only saw like this much, but like it's like holy crap, that looks really good.
And he wasn't in the drone show.
He wasn't a space cloud.
He wasn't a space cloud. Yes.
Worse. That's
something that's not a space cloud. Is on Kickstarter.
Here comes a segue. Get ready. It's a segue.
Yeah, boy, you like it. You guys know me so well. Something that's not a space cloud.
We just lost all of our watchers.
Look, the backers are dropping
by the second.
So
just say by the book, brothers. Calderon, so we can get back to yelling about movies.
Yes, by the book. This is the Oswald Chronicles, issues 1 and 2 of Tender Souls Mourn. This is where Oswald meets a young lady. She's an elfess. She's in trouble. She's cursed, and anyone who stays around her for a long time just tends to be doomed. So Oswald is there, and he's trying to help her out. And he's a burgeoning sorcerer, and he's trying to lift the curse from her. And basically, that's the story. There's a lot more involved. So I just wanted to make it quick and short, so you can move on to Marvin's.
Are there any sharks in this?
Yes, there's 3 sharks.
Oh, that you start with that. You lead with there are.
There you go. There are 3 sharks. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and a tornado.
Okay.
And a tornado.
And a tornado. Yes.
Did the sharks ride the tornado?
You got
yes.
You got
to combine those two.
You're funded. There's 3 sharks and there's no space cloud. I like it.
No space cloud. No space cloud.
Video.
What?
Can you click the video?
I'm clicking the video.
Play the video. Yeah, go ahead.
Video ain't happening. Video ain't happening, guys. Why isn't the video happening?
It's frozen.
It already did happen.
There you go.
All right.
He had it down at Hall H in San Diego. We don't need to see it again.
One more, since we're on all this Avengers talk, and something that's similar to the Avengers, the Storm Chasers, Volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 and 2, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. On Kickstarter now for another 22 days. So if you like the superhero beat 'em up, Dragon action, check it out right now.
Knuckle Dragon action?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Aren't they dragon knuckles?
I'm trying to go fast. I'm trying to go fast. Well, look, the Storm Chasers is there. Check it out, folks. Link is in the comments. Link is in the comments also for the Oswald Chronicles. And Marvin, you didn't give me your...
It's in there now.
It's in there now. Okay. We'll take
Since
it.
I was late and I didn't hear you ask for that.
Yeah. So Storm Chasers, we got 22 more days left. We still got over $1,000 left until this bad boy is funded. So give me a hand. That's all I got. Give me a hand if you want some Knuckle Dragon action. I don't know.
Buy the book. Buy the book.
Buy the book.
Knuckle Dragon action. And what exactly is Knuckle Dragon action?
I don't.
He's got some big dudes.
Is that what your action figure is going to have? Knuckle Dragon action.
Better than Kung Fu Grip. Better than the Kung Fu. I meant to say knuckle bashing action, but hey, that happens when I don't drink. So then we got the Edge, which is going to be launching when, Marvin?
So Marvin, are there any sharks in this?
I'm going to add a shark because now that
that's it.
How about a tornado?
What's happening?
Easter egg. It's going to be an Easter egg.
I don't think there's going to be a tornado, but there will be a shark.
It's going to be like Where's Waldo and find the shark.
Shark in the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like the way they have updated the pre-launch page on Kickstarter, so you get a lot more than just the simple image, right? So that's great for all these useful. All the people that out there that's putting up the pre-launch page.
Marvin, it says this is your first created Kickstarter.
Well, it hasn't launched yet. I think it rolls when it launches, so it'll say second created.
Gotcha. Okay.
I saw that the other day. I was like, wait a minute.
You're right, because this isn't created yet.
Yes, it doesn't. Technically, it doesn't exist. So this is going to be volume 1 and volume 2 of The Edge, covering up to issue number 9. I did get word back on the slab book, so they may be part of the Kickstarter after all, which will be we're going to give out pill bottles of the commercial version of Edge, which is called Nova Vis. The pills in the bottle will be empty, and there'll be papers in it, and if you get one of those, it'll say what you want. So it'll be different processes involved.
Okay, cool. All right, so the links to all 3 campaigns are in the comments, folks. Check it out, and support independent comic book creators, man. Right, because we're not getting that big money, ladies and gentlemen. Our money comes from you guys helping us out and helping us get to the next book. So now that we have that over, it looks like our viewership is rising again, which is awesome.
All right, so we never talked about the cameos of Deadpool.
Oh, okay. Spoilers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't want
nobody to leave. We don't want nobody to leave. You can keep watching, but we're gonna have spoilers coming out.
If you haven't seen the movie, get out now.
We'll say our favorite and our least favorite.
Okay.
Cameo. Yeah, right. Start with you, Jay. You can start.
Yeah, Jay.
Thanks.
I mean, everybody here is Jay. JD. I should have changed my name to JD, maybe.
Well, Marvin, you weren't here at the beginning. Tom started. Oh, there you go, Jay. Wait a minute, Tom. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I didn't have enough time. I was gonna change the Tom Calderon, but
So the Cavill cameo was my favorite.
The Cavalrine.
Only because he was trying to. It was a pitch as well as the cameo. Come across the street.
Best part of that for me,
right,
was he does the Mission Impossible cocking his fists.
Yeah.
You remember when he cocked his fists in Mission Impossible? That just became like a meme. He did the same thing for the freaking claws.
Least favorite cameo for me was the Russian. The Russian.
Colossus?
Yeah, from Punisher.
The Punisher. Kevin Nash didn't come back, so they got us to fill in for the Russian. The guy with the red and white striped tank top when they went to the Citadel.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had no idea.
You look more like Tugboat from WWF. You look more like Tugboat from WWF.
Yeah. That's why he didn't come back. But that was my least favorite non-cameo.
I mean, of all the characters you could have pulled from those movies, you pulled Tugboat. I mean, the Russian.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You could have pulled so many more, bro.
When they showed him, he should have just went and like the Tugboat and just got it over with, because it was terrible. It was awful. What's the point of that?
There was so many more that were missed out on, bro.
Right?
I feel bad.
Like a hand ninja or something that they could have pulled in there.
They could have done some hand ninjas.
They could have done a foot ninja.
They could have done a foot ninja.
Possibly a thigh ninja.
That went right over Jay's head. I mean, I can see it sailing into Galactus right behind him.
I know who the foot ninjas are. Come on.
One of the Reavers or something.
Whatever.
The Reavers or Caliban, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, but let's go with Tom. Your favorite and your least favorite.
Well, my least favorite was basically just the fill-ins that were just kind of everywhere. They were pointless. You had freaking Callisto was there, pointless. Even Lady Deathstrike was there. She didn't do anything. So it's not that they were like bad, but like just they seemed pointless. They didn't have anything to do. They were just eating up the scenery, which
they are the garbage heap, right? These are the garbage heap people.
Supposedly, yeah.
That's the only way. That's the only reason it worked, because otherwise we would have been shitting on these cameos forever. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, they were fine, but they didn't do anything for me. I think the worst was probably Sabretooth, because you got the whole, even Deadpool's like, we've been waiting 10 years for this.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's over. So that was kind of shitty. The best cameo, there's
your favorite,
my favorite cameo. I loved the surprise of Johnny Storm. That was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's where.
Wait, what?
But
spoilers.
Fucking Channing Tatum as real Gambit, like honest to God, purple horrible costume Gambit. Oh my God, that was incredible. And he sounded terrible, so we know why that movie never happened.
Yeah,
but seeing the cards in action and stuff, and powering up and doing some things like that was wild. That again, they let him do something, which is great. He wasn't just like, oh yeah, Gambit's here. It's like, no, we're gonna make him part of this thing. So that was fantastic.
Gotcha. Calderon, your favorite and your least favorite?
My favorite was definitely Wesley Snipes as Blade.
Okay,
it was definitely my favorite. And my least favorite,
you can say the bargain bin X-Men.
Yeah, it was probably because I pretty much agree with Tom. Like Sabretooth was weak, and Pyro.
Yeah,
Pyro, really?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
Shit about that guy.
Okay. All right, Marvin.
Favorite was Gambit, and the one thing that I always wanted to hear was him do that accent in the movie, and it was awful. And I knew it was going to be awful when they announced the movie. That's what I was really looking forward to, is him trying to say "C'est la vie" and just screwing it up so bad that it just was just horrible to listen to. You're like, can this movie not exist anymore? And least favorite was the stunt person for Wesley Snipes.
Oh.
Because you could see it. It was so obvious. It was a stunt man.
I didn't even notice. Notice.
Like you could tell when they switched to the stunt man, because Wesley Snipes can't do nothing.
Well, he's 62. Come on.
I know. But what I was going to say next is that people were saying they should bring him back for Blade. No.
Dude could barely do anything in Blade 3, which is why he had all of his armor and stuff on.
He can't lift his leg. Can't throw a punch. Leave the man alone. He's done. He's retired. Like
Ryan
said, he's retired.
Gambit also favorite, and we all know that was an intentionally bad accent. So that's what made it.
We can hope.
No, I think that was intentionally bad, especially because of the joke Deadpool makes in the car when he's talking. He's like, just pan up to Blade.
Well, and there was the other joke where he even asked me, he's like, who the hell is your dialect coach? Like, no one can understand this exposition.
Minions.
That's right. And your least favorite?
I was, for me, I was actually hoping that for some reason they would get Ray Park back to do some kicks, some flips or something to do Toad. But
I
don't know.
Yeah, he's in his 50s too.
Yeah, but you're going to bring back Blade, and you're going to bring back.
Yeah, but he still does stunt work in his 50s.
Right. So I mean, he's probably in better shape than Wesley Snipes too. I don't know. For some reason, I felt like he could have been there. I don't know.
I want to say that probably some stuff was cut. And there were scenes in the trailer that didn't make it into the movie.
Oh,
and I thought they said that one of the cameos there were a few cameos cut from the movie too.
Yeah, I heard a few cameos were cut. I got a question. I got into this with somebody at work. When they escaped on the jet boot, was that the
Sentinel.
Jeff Bridges
Sentinel
boot, or was that the Silver Samurai boot?
It was Sentinel.
Sentinel's boot.
It was a Sentinel boot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was a Sentinel boot. Yeah.
Oh, because it was silver, grayish.
I think it was just like the inside of
the inside.
Yeah, it was like an unfinished. You know what I mean? But it's too big to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's that. I thought it was Silver Samurai because we were doing the Fox stuff, right? Sure, and the person I got into it with thought it was the.
I don't think that's big enough though.
The Jeff Bridges, because it was not finished. Ironmonger.
But the Jeff Bridges was MCU, right? If you're going
it wouldn't be in the Wasteland.
Sentinel.
Yeah. Right, that's what I was saying.
Yep.
But a Sentinel. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Ray Park has knee articulations busted. He can't do stunts. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we just needed his. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's in his 50s, man. Give the guy.
All he's got to do is stick his tongue out. I mean,
just look up and blink his eyes like he did in the movie. That's pretty much what he did anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to watch it again because it wasn't until the credits rolled and I saw something pop up that said Red Skull Car Team that I realized that was in the movie.
Yeah.
The Red Skull car. Well, I was just going to say there was something from the MCU. Yeah. Very clearly.
There was a helicarrier. There was a
helicarrier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But in the credits, it said Red Skull Car Team. Was that the vehicle that Pyro was driving?
Yeah, the long one, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got William chiming in.
Like Sabretooth's Furiosa chariot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See, he thinks it's Jeff Bridges' boot because if we got Red Skull's car, MCU stuff is viable.
Yeah.
Well,
I still
Cap's original shield was on the floor too. I mean, Thor's helmet was in the ground too. So there's a lot of MCU stuff there. It's not that we're not saying there's not MCU stuff there.
Here's a Easter egg you might have missed, and if it's not a real thing. So in the scene when he was in Tony Stark's office and they showed the picture of Tony Stark and they had to cover up Spider-Man.
Yep.
That was that was a toy helmet, not the Iron Man helmet. It was the same toy helmet from Iron Man 2 with the little boy who
which they theorized was Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I just thought they covered it up because, they forgot who Spider-Man was.
They also didn't have the rights to show Spider-Man
because it's Sony.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was just interesting. It was a toy helmet and not the real Iron Man. Oh. And it was the same helmet from Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that. Very well could have been
Peter
Parker.
Oh, you
that
did?
Could have been Peter Parker, right?
Yeah. I'm probably when nobody else did because they pay attention.
Well, so was the Blade movie a Fox movie?
That was
no.
New Line.
That wasn't
New Line.
That's what they were saying, that he was the outlier. Yeah. I mean, that's just his and him and Ryan Reynolds did not get along for that movie. So apparently there's like
anybody in that movie.
No, but specifically like
he did it. He did an interview. He did an interview saying that they kept that little rumor thing that they didn't like each other alive for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Let's hold it. That's
what he said.
Let's use this bit for 20 years, so that has nothing to do with anything else except for this movie that doesn't exist.
Right.
Oh, so they covered him not to use one of his contractual appearances.
Yes.
In the movie. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm very interested. I liked it. I don't think it's a 10. I don't think it's an 8. I want to say around 7.
In that same scene. Full disclosure, I watched a video that has 100 Easter eggs.
Oh.
So this is the only reason I know this.
Okay.
There's some playing cards behind Happy Hogan on the desk that were the playing cards that Agent, what's his name? Coulson had on him when he got killed.
Oh, no, not playing cards. The Captain America trading cards.
Trading cards.
That's cool. That's cool. And I forgot the reason why they had Jon Favreau in there is because he was part of the Fox. He was Foggy Nelson. He did double duty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jon Favreau was Foggy Nelson in
the Daredevil
movies.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was cool, man. I like that. I was happy with it. It was well worth our money. I don't think he saved Marvel, right? Like, this is going to save the whole Marvel universe.
Well, no, it's a one-off movie. It's a one-off movie. It's a stopgap before Fantastic Four and whatever this Captain America movie is going to be.
Right.
Now, you think Matthew McConaughey comes back as his character that he played in this movie?
No, I don't.
No.
Because Brad Pitt didn't come back. Unless
Brad Pitt
John
died. Brad Pitt died.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Pitt died. No, but we had Peter back.
He didn't die. But you had Shatterstar.
Yeah, but Brad Pitt got like electrocuted.
Yeah. Shatterstar died in Deadpool.
Yeah, that was strange. Why did they bring Shatterstar back, but not
and with no explanation? That was the funniest part about it. They didn't bother explaining it. He's just back. But he did say he was better than Deadpool in every way.
Yeah, Shatterstar has a healing factor too, because like almost every character that Rob Liefeld creates has a healing factor. So
yeah.
Everyone.
Did they say why Josh Brolin didn't come back?
Oh, he said that he didn't test well. That's why they didn't bring Cable back. He said he made a mention of it. Yeah.
Oh, he did say the others didn't test well.
I mean, he wasn't a very interesting character in Deadpool 2. Like,
well, and his whole shtick is time travel and stuff, which would have just convoluted the whole thing up.
Right.
More than already convoluted.
Right.
So let me ask you this: he had a time travel device,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Which he went back and changed these things, but he went to different universes too.
Yeah.
So does that time travel device do double duty also and get him through to different timelines?
Well, he destroyed it. Remember, after he went to the 616 to try to join the Avengers, he said he destroyed it.
Yeah, but how did he get to the 616 if he was just traveling through time? Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's a MacGuffin.
Yeah, it's a MacGuffin.
That's what you needed to do.
I thought the MCU was 1616, and the comic books were 616.
No, it said 616 in the movie.
Yeah,
and I think Kevin Feige said that the MCU is the 616.
Okay.
Not that it makes any sense, but again.
Well, do you want to hear? I don't know if you guys know this. There's a funny anecdote, I guess, about the 616 number, because it was Alan Moore who came up with that number, right? 616.
Why?
Because it came up when he was doing Captain Britain, and he's the one that originally started the multiverse in the Captain Britain comic that he was doing out in the UK, and he was in a dispute with Marvel. Because in the UK artists, they own their artwork, they own their stories. Even though it's supposed to be work for hire, Marvel's like, nah, it's work for hire. We're Americans. We're not playing that game. That's why he works for them. 616 is the Old Testament number for the sign of the beast, not 666. It was changed.
Of course it was.
You can look at this. Oh my god.
So yeah.
Oh come on.
So he did it as an FUs to Marvel.
Okay. It is what it is.
Isn't that what it always comes down to? Is traditions or FUs to someone?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. He got
and it's like
infused the fourth wall breaking powers to the time device. That's how he jumped universes.
Because it's like this Roy Thomas guy who's now suddenly the creator of Wolverine.
My name should have came first.
One of the creators.
His name should have came first according to him.
It's a shame. Roy Thomas did give a lot to the industry. I mean, I was a fan. I mean, he did a lot of stuff with Conan. He did a lot of stuff with Thor. He did a lot of stuff. He was EIC for a while. I just think he's gone crazy going us in his last few years. I just think he's old and he sees himself not being relevant anymore, which is unfortunate. He was one of the co-writers on Fire and Ice, the Ralph Bakshi movie.
Right.
Well, is he just trying to create a nest egg for his family? Is that what he's trying to do?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Possibly. That could be it. And he's just, I mean, I just think, he just might be losing it. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Roy. All right, guys, we're running an hour and a half. Before we get out of here, give your rating of Deadpool, whether it's ABC or 9 out of 10.
We got to create an official scale, Jay, that we use.
All right,
I don't use those kind of scales anymore. I'm old.
This is America. Yeah. We do things like 3 out of 5 sharks.
Okay, there we go.
No, we're not going to do kilolitas.
I just do recommend it, yes or no. I mean, that's
okay. You go.
Marvin is a pass-fail guy.
Yes.
Listen, go
You
with
can
your
take
yes
it or you're out. That's it.
Yes or no?
Recommend it.
Go. Oh, there's our scale because we did this. Go or no go? Marvin.
Oh yeah, go. More than once. I'm going to go see it in IMAX.
More than once. Okay, Ryan, go or no go?
Go, definitely.
Go. Calderon.
Oh, it's definitely a go. It's definitely a go. And the thing is, the guys at the job were telling me to go see it in 3D. They said it looks incredible in 3D.
You know, before we
that's what I was told. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
So they shot. You can tell they shot a bunch of the stuff for 3D. That entire first fight scene.
Oh yeah.
With the beautiful song that they played, that entire thing was for 3D and only for 3D. Oh, that's why it looked kind of weird, you know.
Yeah. Tom D. Hutchinson.
3 out of 5 sharks.
3 out of 5 sharks.
There you go.
Okay.
How many sharks are in that tornado?
Yeah, I am gonna say no go. No,
he just wants to be a contrarian. Let people enjoy.
He's saying that because I said yes, so he has to be the no.
You edgy.
Because normally I'm the guy that says no.
No, I'm saying no go because you know what? The whole fucking movie's out there on the internet already. Save your goddamn money.
But that's every movie, JD. That's every movie.
Yes.
And I would always advise go see a movie on a big screen. It always looks better on a big screen.
And that $10 can save that theater, man. Theaters are in trouble. They're all bankrupt. Go give them $10.
We gotta save the comic book shops too. I can't save movie theaters as well. That's not falling on my shoulders.
Oh, you got what's was it Olive Garden and Red Lobster? You got to save them, right?
I can't.
We have to save Red Lobster. We have to save Red Lobster.
It's gone already.
That's a must.
We already saved GameStop. I don't know how many more.
Nah, screw those guys. I don't care about those guys.
McDonald's stock is down too, so it's got to save McDonald's.
Once we
listen, I go to McDonald's at least once a week. I go to my local movie theater probably 3 times a month, and I go to my local comic shop once a month. So I'm doing my part.
Do yours.
So like Starship Troopers, I'm doing my part.
That's right.
There you go, Starship Troopers. All right, guys, we're at the hour and a half mark,
and JD's falling asleep. So,
no, for sure.
Let's all say goodbye. Starting with Ryan.
I was last in, first out. What kind of shit is
go. That's how we rotate the milk.
This show gets 2 out of 5 sharks.
Yes. All right, Marvin. Let them know, brother.
Oh, it's at the Edge Comic across the interwebs and comicsburg.com.
Calderon.
The OswaldChronicles.com, TallTalesOnline.com, Facebook, Kickstarter, all those different places. Sunday night, back here with Mr. Rosario. We will be talking about comic books.
Yeah,
independent comic books.
You never talk about comics.
Independent comic books.
How in the world are you going to do a show about comics?
I know. It's fucking insane.
Can I tell you about my comic?
Super
you got enough
original.
for 2 hours? You got?
Always.
Nice.
Always.
Tom, let them know, brother.
Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. If you need back issues, BigDogInc.com. If you are on TikTok and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, we're out there as well. Follow us wherever you want to follow us.
Nice. And before I get out of here, I want to say thank you to everybody who was chiming in on the chats while we were going through. Granda, William, Enigma Umbrella, David, Miss Martinez.
We'll officially be back next Friday instead of Saturdays because Jay's going to realize that this worked.
This worked. We were up there.
Like you.
We were up there. So I want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out. I appreciate everybody spending the time that you spent with us. If you are catching this on the restream, say what's up. Say what's up. Let us know you check this out. All right.
And let us know your favorite and least favorite cameos.
Yeah.
And post how many sharks it is that you liked it.
And if you saw the secret shark during the broadcast as the Easter egg.
There was a secret shark?
Yeah, it's right there. It's
it's right here on Tom's thing, man.
It's right on the fucking screen.
Tom has it on his thing. It's
shark literally next to his name.
Oh, see, he pulled something out, and I'm like, do.
Yeah, we don't know about your doo-doo.
That's just my Jaws soundtrack.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate you. Later.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.